factor. That's good. That's good. And then that's good. And you should see some like duplication. You should be like, oh yeah, x plus 3, x plus 3, x minus 9, x minus 9, 7, 7. So like like you shouldn't be surprised when you get some of the same factors. That's thing number one. Thing two is like you did here, to multiply by what's missing. So this one's missing an x plus 7. This one's missing an x plus 3. So there is an issue in the numerator. You're multiplying the numerator. It's easy to do this. Let me come over here in blue. So the middle one, well, let me just do the top here. So this is good. But the middle one here should be x minus 17. You wrote x plus 7, which is easy to do, times x plus 3.
Okay.
And it's just easy to do that because you're looking at all these different things and what's going on here. And that's probably why you got down here to no solution. That's the middle one. On the right here, this is good. This is totally good here. So, okay, so let me just clean this up here a little bit. So we're basically kind of, unfortunately, got to kind of redo from this line down here, but it's x plus 2 times x plus 7 plus x minus 17 times x plus 3 equals x plus 1 times x minus 9.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, so unfortunately, we've got to replicate a lot of work. We've got to redo a lot of the work here, but the foiling is the same on the left and the right. This is x squared plus 9x plus 14. The middle one here is x squared minus 14x minus 51, x squared minus 8x minus 9. And that does more or less match what you have. Actually, this right here should have been a 14.
Okay.
Do you hear my cat jump up?
Yeah.
She's what she wants right now, but all right. Any questions on this part?
No.
Okay. All right. So now we can combine like terms on the left. So 2x squared minus 5x minus 37 equals x squared minus 8x minus 9. And then you can move some things around. Now it still may be no solution, but it may be that there is a solution depending on this. So it all comes down to whether we can do anything with this.
Okay.
What do you see here? Do you see that this can be factored? Two
Yes.
numbers that two numbers that multiply to minus 28 but add to positive 3. What would those be?
7 and -4.
Yeah. X plus 7, x minus 4. You set them both equal to 0. So you get x is -7, x is 4, but what do you think the but is for?
No negatives.
We have to check our answers, or if you recall from last time, you figure out what it can't be. So like you can't divide by 0. So if you go back to the beginning, like there's some excluded values here. Let me highlight them. Either this line or this line. Basically, these are all the things that x cannot be. X cannot be 9, -3, or -7. Because
Okay.
if it is, then you're dividing by 0. So did we get any of those? We actually
Yeah.
did. So this one is extraneous. And you want to be really careful because you did all that work, all that good work, and you don't want to miss out on, getting full credit when you basically, almost all the way there.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Any questions, thoughts on that before we proceed to the other ones?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's look at number 2. Do you think the test will be like this, meaning it'll be 4 questions, or will it be more involved?
I think it'll be longer.
Okay. All right. 'Cause it definitely won't take the whole time. So if you want to work through some other ones, maybe start thinking about what to work on as well. So this one says to solve for x. You can almost think of this as being like the numerators of one of the other problems that we've been doing. You have to remember to distribute in. So this becomes minus 3 plus 12x minus 36x minus 8. And on the right, you can combine like terms. So that becomes minus 9x.
Okay.
All right, is that okay?
Yes.
Excellent. So we have now minus 3, minus 8. Those are like terms. And then you've got plus 12x minus 36x. Those are like terms. Minus 24x minus 11 equals minus 9x. You move the smaller to the larger. Even though they're both negative, they're still a smaller. Smaller would be the negative 24 in this case. So you're going to add 24x. Negative 11 equals 15x. Divide by 15. So x equals negative 11 over 15. And this one is really hard to check. So if your check is almost just to redo it from the beginning. Like on another, flip over your other paper and try it out. You're not going to check this. I mean, this is unreasonable. Be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions before we move on to the next problems?
No.
You think your instructor will tell you how to solve it? Like they're doing here in number 3. They're saying solve by factoring. Thou shalt do factoring.
I think you will. Yeah.
Okay. And that's a good thing to see because it maybe not sure. So you're looking, the first type of factoring you always do is what's called GCF, greatest common factor. Could be a number, could be a variable, could be both. And like start with the smallest number. Maybe the smallest number goes into everything. Does 25 go into 215?
No.
No, just think of like quarters. Nope. So what are the factors of 25? Well, the next one is 5. Does 5 go into everything?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you look for the smallest x power. So 5x. So you're dividing each of these by 5x. They call it divide and slide here. Could you tell me, and you're welcome to use a calculator with me. I don't know if you'll have one during the test, but could you tell me what goes in parentheses here?
Yes. 43.
So
Um,
how about the
wait,
first?
negative 43.
I'll
Oh, wait,
I'll
wait, wait.
I'll take that for the middle.
Okay. X squared in the front.
What about the 25 divided by 5?
X squared.
Agreed, but what about 25 divided by 5? That's not 1.
Oh, 5. And then 56 at the end.
Okay, great. I'm gonna check to see if this factors before we proceed because we can go down a lot of wrong directions if that is the case. So we have 5x squared minus 43x plus 56. I mean, you need a calculator more so than anything to manipulate the numbers. Actually, this one does work. So because the number in front, uh, the number in front is not a 1, you have to multiply this 5 by 56, which is 280. It's like going backwards. But you're trying to find two numbers that multiply to 280 but adds to negative 43, or you could choose positive 43. We're just going to. So this is where, like, are you going to have a calculator?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right. So it's like, what do you do here? I mean, this is where it gets really tough. Or you could use quadratic formula, but that's not what it's saying to do. Um, so I guess we will be factoring to a. So the way to do this is you just sit there and start, 1 and 280, 2 and 140. 3 does not work, but 4 does, 4 and 70. 5 does work, 5 and 56. Does 6 work? 6 does not work because 2 and 3 doesn't work, but 7 work. 7 and 40. Okay. And let's see here. Does 8 work? 2 and 4. 8 should work. Uh, this is where the calculator really helps to grab 280 and divide it by 8, which is like dividing by 2 3 times. So 35, and there you have it. They're both negative. So it's
Okay.
5x squared minus 35x minus 8x plus 56. There's no shortcut to doing that. It's all.
Yeah.
All right. So now you look the first two. What's the GCF on the first two?
5x.
Yeah. So 5x goes into both. X minus 7. You can immediately write that over here, x minus 7, and you figure out what goes in between.
8. Mm,
-8, yeah. Because you have to get back to the previous line. So -8 times x is -8x, -8 times -7 is 56. Then you factor out the common term, get the 5x minus 8. And then most often you forget to bring the students will forget to bring down the one in front.
right. Okay.
So then it becomes 5x equals 0, x minus 7 equals 0, 5x minus 8 equals 0. And you still have to solve each of these.
Okay.
So give me the final answers here for this, please.
0, 8/5, and 7.
think that's all of them. Okay, take a deep breath, just like I did, because boy, that's a lot. And then figure out the next one here, um, which is completing the square. We did a bunch of these the other night. This is not the base case. It's got a number in front of the x squared. They've already moved the constant to the right side. That's important. There really needs to be a space though. It really needs to be written this way. 3x squared plus 36x, leave a space equals -42. And I, as a student, I didn't do this when I was learning it, but I would definitely do it now, as I would put this in. I would just really make it clear, like, I gotta fill that space in. All right. And then, so the one like little difference between this problem and the base case is that you have to factor out whatever's in front. And you're factoring it out from all three, but you just don't know what that third thing is. You're gonna figure that out though.
Okay.
So what do you remember what to do next from here? What goes down in this next sort of compressed space?
Um, no.
It's half of the middle number. You cut that in half.
Okay, right.
So
So,
x plus 6. And then do you remember what goes back in that position?
no.
You square it.
Okay.
So that becomes plus 36.
Okay.
Right. And then what goes back in the previous line in the red box there is when you multiply 3 in for each of these, is that last number, 3 times 36, which is 108. And that's what goes on both sides of the equation.
Okay.
Is that okay? Clear?
Yes.
All right. So now on the right, it becomes -42 plus 108, which is 66. Does that look right to you? Seem okay?
Yes.
Bring the 3 down. Don't forget that. So in like a previous course, you might have just brought the 66 over and called it done. Here you actually have to solve. So the last thing you want to do is like undo the or expand this. You really want to solve for x, which means like undoing the 3. So like the completing the square is over. I'm just going to rewrite it here for clarity. That's kind of a reset. You divide both sides by the number in front, 3. And so this becomes x plus 6 squared equals 22. You solve it not by expanding, but by taking the square root of both sides.
Okay.
Then you take the square root of both sides, plus or minus. The square root of 22 does not reduce, so it just lingers, stays as is.
Okay.
And then you move the 6 over, so you subtract 6 from both sides.
Okay.
And there it is. It's solved. What does that mean? Well, that doesn't mean much, but it is solved.
Okay.
Right. We should definitely do another completeness square. You definitely seemed least comfortable with that based on the things I was talking about. Can make up one like this for you to try. Or if you got
Okay.
some other stuff, we can certainly work through.
No, I don't have anything else.
Okay. All right. So let's go, let's say, and I'll make it look okay. 4x squared plus 40x equals -10. No, negative. Hang on, I gotta make sure this works out. Um, yeah, let's go -20. Okay, this should be okay.
Okay.
I hope. All right, so do you want to give this one a try, or do you need some help here getting started?
I can do it.
Okay.
Um, okay. I got x equals -10 plus or minus and then I square root 105.
Okay, so I think we got an issue here. Did you factor a 4 out of both of these to get 10x?
Yes.
Okay, so the next step is to take half of the middle number here. What's half of 10?
Oh wait. Oh wait, I didn't do that. I
It's always
factored out the 4 after, so I had 4x squared plus 40x plus 400, and then I took out the 4.
okay. The problem is that the 4 is that 400 wouldn't be right because when you go back here and square it, you get plus 25 plus 100 plus 100.
Uh, okay.
Okay, so let's just reset it. Let's try another one here. So you got to, I mean, you can do it. There are other ways to. This is the way I've been showing you. It works really well, as you can see. It is kind of a, down and then up and then back down. But let's try another one here. Is that fair? Fair enough?
Yeah.
All right, 2x squared minus 16x equals uh -10.
Okay.
You have any questions on this one or any to clarify?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay. I got x equals 4 plus or minus square root negative 13.
Thing negative inside here.
Yes.
Okay, so none of the ones that I've done have been negative. So like tell me what comes down here. What do we do with this number?
Um, x plus
So it's -8 this time. It's a little wrinkle, but it should be minus half of 8 or half of -8.
4,
Okay, good. And then when you square it, what does that become?
16.
Okay, what is 2 times, you're going to multiply this 2 into each of these. What number goes here when you multiply that by?
32.
Now the 16 is always positive because you're squaring, whether you square positive or negative, it always becomes positive. So plus 32 plus 32,
Mm,
22 on the right. Where are you different? What do you have that's different so I can best help here? I'm not really sure where the -13 came from.
yeah, I didn't multiply the 2 back into it.
Okay. Each line is equivalent. Like all 3 lines on the left are exactly the same, meaning
Hmm.
like they can all be compressed or expanded to make the same thing. Okay, so from here you divide everything by 2. So you have x minus 4 squared equals 11.
Okay.
And then you take a square root of both sides. So it's square root parentheses x minus 4 squared is plus or minus square root 11. And then you add 4 to both sides. Always better to put that in front. X equals 4 plus or minus square root of 11.
Okay. Okay.
All right, let's do a problem like number uh 2, I guess. Kind of just a solving one. That should be the probably considered the easiest one on there, except for the fact that you can't check it. But no big deal on that. Let me just add some numbers here. Let me just make sure I got some numbers here that work. Um, okay, give that a try, please.
Okay.
So we're just solving for
Okay, I got -4.
Oh, it did work out nice. I'm surprised. All right, let me check that. I didn't know. I just made these numbers up. So -6 plus 10x minus 24x minus 6 equals -11x. So this becomes -14x minus 12 equals -11x. Is that what you have?
Yes.
Okay, and it does actually work out nicely, which was a total shocker because I just made these up.
Yeah.
So x does equal -4. Good. All right. Got that down. Let's look at solve by factoring. I won't make the numbers as bad as the one that is in there, but they're going to be kind of large. Um, do go like that. Okay. So here's your one like that one. 42x cubed minus 50x squared minus 8x equals 0. And so this one, it's the exact same steps as the one that I guided you through. Um, so there's a GCF. Once you get down to the GCF, you have to multiply the first coefficient and the last and figure out that middle number. If you get stuck, let me know. Give you a few minutes to work on it before showing you how to work it out.
Okay.
Guess I'll jump in here just to make sure you can see the steps here in case you need them later on. Does this look at all like what you were working on, what you wrote down?
Yeah, I was at the negative 28 and 3.
Okay. Yeah, it can take a while to get those. The list really helps. And then once you have this, you just set each of them equal to 0. So you get x equals 0, x equals 4/3, and x equals -1/7.
Okay.
Final thought on what you've got tomorrow, make sure you check for the extraneous ones on the rational, division. Make
Okay.
sure you check because that's a really silly thing to miss, and it'll probably be one of them. All right, we're going to stop here for today.